All right, so let's go ahead and let us go back into here, into our slice we were working with before. I think we covered some of this last class. So we had the slice over here, and then I've created a couple of different tests that I was going to create to test the slices. So let's go into here. All right, let's get into here and let's go ahead and look into these items here and see if we can compile this set of tests. Okay, we've got this start and oh, because we haven't done our piece here. Okay. So inside of here, we'd want to create a test slice and several different tests for our slices. This is going to be where we want to set up some things around our tests so that we can set up some proper tests for all of the classes that we're going to be working with here. So for the slice test itself, it's going to be a pretty straightforward set of tests here. You can create a good set of tests from these. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create some items here to test with, and then we're going to want to test all of our used, reset, and our use methods here. So in order to do that, we should be able to do this with a single test, really. That will be a pretty straightforward test that gives us a good reference to what we want to get done here. Let me go ahead and find my test here so I can do this from a good space. Let me see if I've got these already done here. Let's see final BA here. Create this test file. I thought I had created a test file here. Apparently not. Okay. Let me go ahead and do a real quick show. Let's see if I've done anything in here that I can actually show you the final run of this. That's not the one. Let's see if we can run this. Let's see if we run this. Okay. I must have actually moved those instead of copying them. All right. Yes, I did. Right. So these three I want to copy instead of moving. All right. So if I come into here and then I run this, let me use it right. Let's see, run screen here. Go into no. Oh, I've got to supply a file name. Okay. So jmu.text, that's what I want to do. I'm going to run this against the jmu.text. Let's see. This should be able to run. Come on. All right, let's try and run this from command line. All right. No, this has been compiled by the other version. Okay. That's not good. See if we can do it in here now. It's not doing it because I've not compiled it with the right version. Okay. I'm going to have to recompile these with all the other versions. I'll try and put together a video for that one because this is going to not do real well with trying to do this on the fly here. But let's go ahead and get back into the slice test and make sure if we're coming into here, we want to make sure we're creating some good tests for our slice. So for this, we're going to set up the default test for coverage. I just did this so you could see what the default test would be for coverage. And then we're going to, in our slice method, we're going to come in here and we're going to test that method. So in order to test that slice method, what we want to do is we want to create a new slice. This is a parts of a word. So what we're going to do is create a slice S1 and create a new slice from this word test. And so S1.use, we're going to use this slice as part of the word, and then we're going to test and assert true that S1.used is true. So that should give us a true and return well and pass that portion of the test. We're going to make a second assertion that test used is equal to, when we run the toString, it's going to return a blank because it's being used. So we can't return a value for the toString because the toString value of this slice should be blank if it is used, and then otherwise we're returning the text of it. So then we want to come into here and we want to do s1.reset, and we're going to test here to make sure that S1 used is false. The other thing we probably want to do here is we want to probably test in here to make sure that the last thing is the test is that the unused is test. And when we do the toString, it'll give us the test there. So if we run this test here, we should be able to get it to run, and then our tests over here will be coming up with okay for passing our tests. Let's go here and see if it's going to give us the test console. Where is that coming up? This should be my tests here. Let's see, slice test, yes. Oh, and here's my JUnit. This is what I was looking for. So yes, I have passed both of these tests inside of my slice class here. So you want to make sure you are running into creating your class and then coming in here to test it well with this kind of a test that will, I'll go ahead and provide this test for you, as well as the some of the word utilities tests, just to give you a starter. So the items that you have to create here are this slice class. Again, this is being used to create a slice of a word. portion of a word that will be used in the actual gameplay. Then over here, you'll have this word utilities class. Inside this word utilities class, you're creating slices from a word. So all the letters in a slice must be uppercase. So when you get a slice, it's going to be all uppercase. So the example we're giving here to you is Madison, and then it has the slices MADIS and ON. So when the length of the words in characters is divisible by 2, you want to have exactly 2 characters for each slice. When the length of the word is evenly divisible by 3, each slice must contain exactly 3 characters. So as you keep going, you're going to be slicing down these things. So once you've created a slice out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letter word here, you're going to want to create a slice over here that is from the first section. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's divisible by 3, so you're going to want to take a 3-letter slice. Then once you get that, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 left in the rest of the word, ISON, and you're going to want to take that into 2. So that's going to be 2, and it's going to be IS, and then you have a 2 left, and it's going to be ON as the last word. So this is how you're going to wind up breaking up each word as you use this word utility to create the slices out of the single word or words that you're going to be doing. You're going to take that word and you're going to cut it into different chunks here, or slices. So that's what this word utilities class is going to do. The word clue class is going to take a pair that contains a word along with its associated clue and slices. So you're going to have a array basically here of items that are your words and your clue phrase, and then your slices, and that's what you're going to have in there. And so you're going to basically come into there and set up each one of these word clues to be able to handle those things. Then you've got your final piece here, your game info class. This class over here will be one where you're actually trying to pull together some of these different pieces, the word clue and the slices, and pull those together to do different things together inside of those. So make sure you understand how to combine those pieces. And the clue list over here and your slices are over here. This is the toString for those pieces. So make sure you're understanding those. We've given you a couple of sample files here that you can work with the computer science terms here, the JMU people, and the nets piece. So you've got some word and then clues, word clue pairs here. And then over here, similarly, Alger, the current president, carrier, a drive and library. Probably should change this one since I don't think they're really calling it Warren anymore for the student union building. But that's the other one. And then you've got this net one over there. So this is the items that you would have here. So you'll want to be able to combine those using the item down here with the suggestion of start with the slice. Then you want to create the test for that. You want to write your word utilities and create tests for that. You want to test your slice method inside of word utilities on string objects of length 3, 4, 6, 8, and 11. So make sure you do at least 4 or 5 tests for there. And then some other tests may be useful as well, but you definitely want to do these lengths at a minimum, if not more than these. Then you want to write your constructor for your get clue and get word from the word clue class and test those methods. Write your equals method and test the equals method. Write the getters and the word clue class, and then test the getters, and then write the toString and test the toString. So this kind of recipe for completing the assignment is something you'll definitely want to follow. Again, I think you should at least try by Wednesday or Thursday latest to be done at least through number 12 or 13, maybe 11 or 13 in here. by about Wednesday or Thursday if you can. Hopefully, you've already started with some of these pieces here for these items. If you have not, you really should get started. This is going to take some time to get through, even if it's not much code. It's code that's going to take you a while to process through. The other thing is, once you get started on some of this, it's probably good to keep working on it till you get finished, because otherwise you may lose some momentum and lose some steam on where you are with understanding what you were doing with these pieces. I would try and get done at least a class at a time so that you're not having to go back and devote yourself to that class and re-remember things. It's easiest if you can keep a good understanding of what these classes are trying to do. And so trying to carve out a good chunk of time to get each of these classes set, like the slice class, the word utilities class, the word clue class, and then the game info class here. And then at the end, you'll have to write the 7 little words class and then test that out. I'll try and put together a video of a actual run of that. It looks very similar to the run of the actual game online, so it's going to be pretty close as far as the online game here. If you go out to the 7 Little Words website that is linked to from the introduction here, if you go out here and play the game, it's actually going to be very similar to here. It doesn't have a builder inside of here necessarily, but it's going to allow you to guess the words here and put those together, and it will eliminate the words once you have selected the right one. It looks a little like this as far as ours, and we've got the guess. You'll click on the letter and then it'll build, and then you'll click guess, and if you're correct, it'll eliminate that word up here, and at the end it'll tell you congratulations, you've finished. So that is the setup for this. Again, I'll probably put out there a couple of tests for the word utilities so that you get an idea of how to construct some of those tests. Maybe I'll put together the 3 and the 4 length words for a test so that you have those that you can build off of to build the rest of them. And if you have any questions, you can post on Piazza or email me as you're working.